One thing I've realized is that no matter where you are or what job you work, absolutely everyone is interested in elephants.
Debbie, it's really exciting to be here with you and just have a few questions for you.
Good.
I'm going to start with Sarah Wright from Phoenix, Arizona. Would like to know, how long do elephants live?
Elephants live to about the age of 70 or so, just like us. But what many people don't know is that elephants actually mature at roughly the same rate as a human. So when an elephant is 2 years old, it has the same ability to comprehend information around it as a 2-year-old child, and a 16-year-old elephant and a 16-year-old child, and a 30-year-old elephant and a 30-year-old child, and all the way up through the end of its life. So they're a very unique species in that they're incredibly similar to us.
How can you tell how old an elephant is?
That's a good question. There's a couple different ways to age elephants, but one of the easiest is by their teeth. Elephants have 6 sets of teeth, and their last set of teeth comes in around the age of 40 or so. So anytime that you hear that an elephant was really old or died of old age at the age of 40, that's simply not true, because their last set of teeth doesn't even come in until 35, 40 years old.
Wow, that's very interesting. I have another question for you from Alex Lopper from Sandusky, Ohio. What is the oldest elephant in captivity?
The oldest elephant resided right here in Portland, Oregon. It's Packy, who died a few years ago at the age of 54. But that's a huge outlier, because normally elephants in captivity don't live that long. Very, very few ever have. The median age of an elephant in captivity is around 20 years old. So it's only about 1/4 of their age. So Packy, though he was talked about as a really old elephant, he was actually right in his prime.
Wow, that's very interesting as well. I also wonder, what was your first experience with elephants?
My first experience is actually one I don't have any memory of. My grandmother took me to the zoo when I was 18 months old, and she put me on her shoulders to go look at the elephants. And then she felt somebody lifting me off of her shoulders, thinking it was one of my parents, when she realized it was this brand new African elephant they had just transferred to the zoo named Woto. And Woto had wrapped her trunk around my waist and began lifting me off of her shoulders. So everyone freaked out, and my parents came running over. They were looking at another exhibit, and they put me back in my stroller. And the way my grandmother told it was that I remained completely quiet and was super calm throughout the entire ordeal until we started to leave. And when we started to leave, Woto followed along the elephant exhibit as my parents were pushing me away in my stroller. And I was reaching back towards the elephant, and she was reaching back towards me. And I lost it. And I just became completely hysterical. And they had to leave the zoo. We couldn't even stay at the zoo to look at anything else. And so even to this day, it's the one moment that my parents are just convinced that that's when elephants were imprinted on me.
What a powerful connection. It's amazing.
And it was one I can't even remember.
Yeah, you remember it here.
I do,
Yeah.
I do.
One last question from Lena Sachs in Traverse City, Michigan, who wants to know, how do you tell elephants apart, or do they all look the same?
Oh, that's a great question. I get that question a lot. And one quick way to tell the difference between the two is by their ears. Asian elephants have really small ears. They also have 2 bulbs right on their forehead. They have pink kind of polka dot modeling on their skin. African elephants are humongous. They're much larger than Asian elephants. They have massive ears. And an interesting thing about their ears is that their ears are actually the shape of the African continent. So it's very unique in that way. And they have a flat forehead. They're all evenly colored, but they're much larger.
Wow, very interesting. And well, this has been really fun and informative. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I've enjoyed
it was
it so much.
good.